I have a stack of paper that's smooth enough to take a pen, and yet it's watercolor paper in case I want to add color. And I'm going to challenge myself to draw a whole bunch of flowers. And I challenge you too. And this paper, I haven't fully tested it yet. It's inexpensive. It claims to be cotton. The fact that it doesn't cut easily makes me think that there is at least some cotton. And it does feel more luxurious than the price that it was. But you know, you do get what you paid for, what you pay for usually. The only exception in my mind being the New York Central Art Supply paper, which really is as good as any, and it's much cheaper. All right, let's start. I'm gonna take this out. I'm gonna use a pen, a fountain pen that has black ink that is water soluble. I have other pens here, but I'm gonna start with this because I like it. And we'll start with an Anturium. There's a picture of me as a baby, totally fascinated by this flower. Oh, it's almost as if I imprinted on it. My idea here is simplicity. I can also give it a sense of those veins that this flower has. And there we go. I could even connect this here. Now, if we wanted to look less like a stiff drawing, we could go over the lines in this way. I personally like a more personal line like this. But you could also be less is more kind of person. So this is a simple, easy. Let's see what happens. Now let's do another one before we see what happens if we add water to it. Let's see. Let's do a hibiscus, another one with this little thingy sticking out. All right, I think it's called stamen, but I'm not positive, so don't quote me on it. I'm fascinated by hibiscus because, well, many reasons. One is the tea, which I'm not crazy about, but during fascism in Italy, it was called carcadè. And Mussolini tried to push it instead of coffee because then we didn't depend on enemy imports. I don't know why I'm telling you this. I guess I'm in the food culture mode of my class. Also, by the fact that, I don't know if, first of all, there's so many different kinds, right? So some are like trees. And in Rome, there's a lot of them. And I thought it was because Rome is so much warmer than here. But I've seen them here too. But I think people bring them in, like the small trees. They must bring them in the winter. I like how this one came out. I like this better. And then you could do those little thingies, but those are going to make a mess if I put water. We'll see. So, number 2. Let's see what happens if I add a little yellow here. It's gonna make, see, yellow and black is almost a green. And I might as well do it here too. Nice. Red, a little trickier, but I think if I put yellow here, it won't look so good, but I'm gonna give it a try. Not bad. All right, so we have a anthurium, we have a hibiscus. Let's now do a lotus. I love lotus flowers. So we have the stem and then the biggest petal. Then we do a petal over here and an even bigger one over here. I have some line drawings that I'm going by. It's not like I know how to do these on my own, but I'm giving it my own spin, and I plan on taking a picture of these and posting so you can copy if you want. In your own style. All right, so now we have another chunky big petal here and another one right behind it. And a side one here. I find that doing the double line gets me off the hook for precision. You don't have to be totally precise. It's all messy. And it's fine. All right. Let's do the green here too. Three flowers. What should we do for our fourth flower? One that's similar to that one would be a magnolia, maybe too similar. Let's do a tulip. Tulips are easy. So again, we'll start with this stem. Then we have a big side petal. And then another petal on this side. A petal in between. A petal back here. Another petal in between. And a back petal down here. Might as well give this one also a green. Stem. The anthurium had a lot of water here, so I'm taking some out. And then add a little bit more yellow. Hopefully it will take over. All right, 4 flowers. Let's do another one. I'm gonna roll. A daffodil. Looks very different from these. So a daffodil is kind of tricky because it's like 2 flowers. So it has that part in the middle. right? Which kind of goes like this. And it has little thingies, pistils. And then it has that part that looks more like when we draw a flower, you know, the corolla of petals. You can do this with any pen. If you don't like the mixing of the black with the colors, just use a pen that's waterproof, which is most, I think, most regular pens. I'm pretty sure Bics are waterproof. And here we are. I think it's enough flowers for a day. We have a daffodil, an anthurium, a hibiscus, a tulip, and a lotus. I would like to add some color, but I'm a little afraid. What happens if I add color to the background? For example, what if I add, let me get a bigger brush. What if I add, here I have these dots, and this is manganese purple. And obviously some of the outside is going to melt. But because it's a background, it's not a big deal. I mean, if you're painting, if you're getting the mix of yellow and black in the middle of your yellow daffodil, you might end up with something you don't like. But for the background, it's fine. I love this brush, by the way. It doesn't come to such a great point, but it feels really sweet to use. It's Isabelle number 6, Petit Gris. So it's a squirrel mop. So you can do this. Now, because I didn't tape it down, it's doing some major buckling. But this is the kind of thing you can do if you want color, but you're afraid of the middle getting too messy. With something like poppy, with tulip, it's less of a problem because the petals are big. And yeah, I'll give you a little preview of one of the reds for this. I haven't given it a name yet, but this is one of the colors for not for hummingbirds, sorry, for bluebirds, magpies, and flamingos are getting this, because this time of year I want a lot of green and red. So here's a beautiful red, and we could add some water there and see what happens. See, the black is melting, but because it's they're big petals, you still don't get too much of a mess, and in fact it's quite lovely. It's all flowing a bit. So here's the flowers. I'm gonna leave them like this so I can take some pictures. You can do the same red treatment to the anthurium, obviously, right? I think I like it best with the background colored like this. So I hope you paint lots of flowers today.